Hi, Super Beanie Man here, and for some reason I've recently been playing the XIII Remake on PS5, and this video is going to show you the many glitches I encountered along the way. So let's just start with the obvious one, the crashes. My God, this game crashed on me probably around 20 to 30 times just at random points throughout levels or after completing them. It would just do it whenever it felt like doing it. The first crash I had was about 1 minute into the game on the beach. Before I even walked forward, the game crashed. So I knew I was in for a bit of a nightmare trying to complete the levels in this game while avoiding these random crashes. The PS2 original was a cult classic, but this is just a terrible, absolutely terrible remake of the game. So next up we have a lockpicking bug, which I find hilarious, to be honest. So when you try and do the lockpicking, the animation plays out, but you don't even snap to the lock in the door, and he'll just use his little tweezer things on nothing, and suddenly the door will open. And it does this pretty much every time you have to lockpick a door to open it, and it never gets old, and it's always just hilariously bad that they actually left it in like this. Another big problem with the game is the enemy AI. So here is an example of a crowd of enemies, and I'm about to start fighting them, and just watch what happens. My God, that's so dumb. So there's also a lot of audio bugs, like these weird sound glitches you'll hear with the enemy voices being corrupted. Sometimes music won't play at all. So even though this is a PS4 game, I was playing it on my PS5, and this mission here, where you finish it by planting the dynamite to blow up the compound, was absolutely unbeatable on the PlayStation 5, because every time I planted the dynamite, as you can see here, the game would just crash, and I must have replayed this 20-minute or so level about 5 times, trying to plant the bomb and successfully trigger the cutscene without it crashing, and not once on the PS5 did it ever work. So I was forced to put the disc into my PS4, install the game on that console, and then replay this level using my downloaded save to be able to try and complete it. And thankfully on the PS4, even though the level and the game played like it was a bag of shit and just gonna crash at any point, it managed to hold itself together with a bit of duct tape and not actually crash at the end of this mission. Once I beat that mission, I then uploaded my save to the cloud and continued on the PS5. But yeah, I couldn't beat that level at all on PS5. So 13 also has some epic boss fights, like this one here with the scientist guy. Notice he can hit me with his little knife when he's nowhere near me. I'm taking damage when he swings now, look. What the fuck? This one here in like the hotel thing was just a weird fight, because his enemy AI just seemed to break at the start of the fight, and he just sort of sat there and did nothing. And at first I wasn't really sure what was going on, and I was just pumping him full of bullets. I even got my shotgun out and was just whacking him in like close range, and he would just kept continually just crouch there doing nothing. And I just slowly whittled his health down, and every now and then he would shoot, and after a while his AI sort of did come back to life, but he just ran away. And eventually, after we chased him for a bit, I managed to kill him. But yeah, it was just this game is just so broken. It's just hilariously bad, like how Street Fighter 2 the movie is hilarious because it's so badly done. And this boss fight here towards the end of the game, this is how I beat him. Look, this is the whole fight. I've just stun-locked him on the sort of steam sort of chemicals that come out of this rocket, and he's just completely stunned, and I just unload all of my bullets into him and just kill him instantly without him attacking.
Oh, I'm really gonna miss that old bastard.
So like I said, 13 is an unfinished buggy game, and it also has some really bad and janky animations. Watch when I kill this guy with the brown coat, what happens to him as he falls. Look at his neck! He literally breaks his neck and sort of detaches his skull and just ends up looking really fucked up. And yeah, these are really terrible bugs to have in a game, and they do ruin your experience. For me, I had so much enjoyment playing this game purely because of all the bugs. The main thing that pissed me off was the crashes, but just seeing all these random bugs, like this one here, look at that guy when he gets blown up with a barrel. And look at his body's just sort of ragdoll now. And I just found it hilarious just going through and just seeing what would happen next. How would the game fuck up next? And this one it's just, look at it. It's glorious, look. He's become like a tentacle monster, it's great. And I also love how their faces just go like a what's up sort of pose every time you like knock someone out or kill them. I mean, look at this guy, just his tongue out, what the fuck were they thinking? So, another problem you'll have with the game is that some of the levels just bug out. The environment just doesn't load all the time. Like here, when I'm going this corridor, it takes a while for the door to load in, and I'm just like, what the fuck? So then I have to open the door to go through it, even though I've already seen what's on the other side. There was another one with this section of the game here, where there's actually supposed to be a wall there, a brick wall. So it loads in bits of the glass, but the wall doesn't load, and I don't realise at first, so I try and shoot that guy, but yeah, there should have been a solid object there blocking me. It's so shit. And this one here, look, I go into this auditorium, and I end up seeing a load of enemies, and I just have a fist fight in here, because I'm trying to beat the level without firing my gun. So as I'm fighting these last two guys, I noticed something with the corridor that I came in from. It's actually completely unloaded it, bar the guy that I killed. So he's just sort of floating in the abyss. And at that point, I daredn't walk in there because I was just thinking I would fall to my death. And I didn't want to have to replay this level again because it had already crashed on me. So lighting is also an issue. This was like in the woods at night, and as soon as the level started, it was just flickering like I was in a nightclub. And when I looked up, I noticed it was supposed to be the moonlight flickering through the trees that are blowing in the wind, but it just looks so off. So this was another funny one that I saw, just climbing down the ladder. Look how I'm climbing down this ladder now. The only way I'm climbing down this ladder is if I'm using my head to hit my head on all the rungs, because there's no physical way I could be climbing down like this because of how the camera's angled and where my arms are. So I must literally be climbing down with just my head and teeth gripping each bar. Just so shite. So shite. So this one was a problem with the cutscene. So as soon as you press on this lever, you trigger this cutscene, which you can tell because you've got the white box around the screen. And as the cutscene ends, you'll see that it just sort of freaks out and spawns me up into the air. So I'm sort of stuck in the ceiling now. I couldn't move. I was just like I couldn't get out of the ceiling. Basically, I was just trapped in this little area, and I couldn't get out. It's like, what the fuck? And like, this is quite far into the level as well, so like, I've done a fair bit here, probably 10 or so minutes, and it was so annoying. So I paused it and tried to reload the checkpoint, but it puts me back at the switch, but I'm still sort of stuck. I'm trying to move the stick, and that's as far as I can move it, so it's like I'm sort of locked into that thing, and I just couldn't, no matter how many times I restarted the checkpoint, I couldn't get off of this fucking switch. And I was so pissed off at this point, because it was like either the level crashes or I end up getting fucked over by this thing, so I had to, in the end, just restart the whole mission, and thankfully the next time through I got past it. So this is another funny one. Watch his thumb here on his right hand. Whee! Did you see it? Look at the thumb. It just freaks out and stretches really far back. I was like, what the fuck? They can't even get a simple reload animation right. Jesus Christ, man. And this has had 7 patches, ladies and gentlemen. 7 patches this game has had. And the AI is still dumb. I know I've already mentioned it earlier in the video, but watch this one. So I open the door, and I try and take out that first guy stealthily, but I kind of mess it up. So another guy comes to sort of investigate the body. But look at this guy at the front, he doesn't even notice. Just kill him. What a dumb fuck. And the game is full of moments like that. But if you like me, it will make you laugh. So watch when I kill this guy with the knife. he's gonna just disappear. Whee! So he just falls through the floor. His death animation makes him fall through the floor. And this one here, oh my god, how can I forget about this one? So you have to pick up this guy and get him out of the level, basically. So you got to take him down that corridor to a soldier, and they will look after him. And this is probably one of my favourite books because it was just so out of nowhere and just so random. So one of the problems you have when you're holding someone is you walk really fucking slowly, which is a bit of a pain in the ass, but I'm going to keep the whole thing in its entirety. So you can tell I've picked up one person off the floor. And here's the soldier. So he's telling me I can drop him off in here and he'll look after him. And watch when I drop him off. Out of nowhere, another version of him drops. So now I've duped the guy and there's two of them. What the fuck, man? This game. Oh my god. But you know what? Despite all the problems, I actually enjoyed playing this and getting the platinum because it was just hilariously badly done. I wouldn't recommend you buy it, but if you can get it cheap and you're happy to just laugh at a game, then you might find some enjoyment like I did with this. Thanks for watching.